The Afterbrews are brought to you by Trek CBD. Please check them out at trekcbd.com. And as always, hosted by Ryan Smeltz and Gavin Vincent. Special thanks to Jaylene and Chris of Harmony Chiropractic. Please check them out in the show notes, and as always, like and subscribe.
I did it. Perfect.
Nice.
So I have TeamViewer set up on that laptop, so I was able to kill the live feed.
That's cool.
Because I was like, I don't know if I give him too many different buttons to push, and we're running back
3
and
was
forth.
just the right amount.
I believe in you.
Once we can justify hiring someone, we'll have a producer.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw me at the beginning. I was like this, but it sounds good. We should be all right.
Okay.
I'll fix the delay later. So I feel like you kind of already talked about why you want to start a baby food brand, but what do you know about private label?
Not very much. I'm going to have to learn, take a deep dive in private labeling before I can actually make some baby food.
Yeah. That's essentially how Gavin and I met. Is we're part of an Amazon group. We hold regular meetups.
Okay.
So I could probably put you in touch with them, and you can
That'd be awesome.
just keep tabs on it, when they're doing a meetup like that, because it's on Zoom right now. I think because I don't know what I am, like a co-host or something, but
Okay.
Bill and I do it, and soon we might start meeting again in person, but even if we don't, it's local here. And
Okay.
Larry is a guy I always recommend people want to do private label talk to, because he's slowly but surely building his brand.
Okay.
Definitely seen his share of challenges thus far.
That would be awesome just to talk to him, because that's 5-10 years down the road. So just having a conversation of learning how to do private label would be awesome. It'd be a good first step.
If you start learning early, you won't run into the massive like we did with social media.
Yeah.
I feel
So
like
there's
it'll
a
be
lot
so
more.
much easier by then.
Yeah.
Because right now, even before, you'd have to source the product, and you'd basically have to convince the manufacturer that you're of quality or meet certain standards, whereas now there's manufacturers that specifically cater to stuff like that. So it's really just fill out this form, all right, you're good, how many units you want.
Yep. Yeah, I know there's a lot of companies that produce a product, and then you can put your label on it. So if we wanted to put Harmony on the label, we can do that.
Yeah.
But it's hard. It's difficult to understand the quality of what you're getting.
Yeah,
So I really
yeah.
want to make sure that the product that I am producing and selling is high quality and that's very nutritious.
Yeah.
He's also looking to get into, we've been looking at functional nutrition stuff. So him taking a deeper dive into nutrition, just like I've taken a deeper dive into pregnancy and peds. So nutrition would be his thing, and I think that would help with the baby food.
Oh, totally.
I don't know anything about baby food.
It's mushy.
It's
Yeah,
mushy.
yeah.
I've had
like
applesauce. So
We'll learn one day.
So at the practice, I guess the number one thing that interests me is your advertising and stuff, because I've gone through my share of hurdles with that.
So we tried our hand at boosting Instagram posts, and that did pretty well. We brought a lot of people to our page that way. It didn't turn into anything though, so they were just leads. It didn't. One of those people. So one person out of I think I think we boosted 12 posts and we got one patient from it, which they're fantastic, but that was one person of all those boosts. And then we tried 2 different ads on Facebook, and doing it ourselves, there was nothing that came out of it. So we offered different deals. So now we're doing something really exciting. I'll follow up and I'll let you know how it goes. We're using a chiropractic specific, marketing team. So we're using them, and they've been creating content. Well, we've created the content, and they're creating the ads for us, and we go live probably tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I think that what I've heard other chiropractors talk about is it's made a huge difference. So that's the one thing we're really looking to hit on. What we've done so far hasn't really paid off too much.
Yeah, I got to be honest with you, like in my experience, because I've been doing Facebook ads for probably 4 years now.
Okay.
I think the best ROI is what you're doing, where you find an industry-specific marketing team. My brother kind of made me feel like that might be incorrect. I don't know, because he found one and said that he wasn't too happy with it, but that's something I didn't know when I first started out, and that I found out the hard way. So, yeah, definitely just chiropractic specific, like, we'll run your ads, and it's like, might not be the best one, but finding somebody in the industry that focuses on your niche is going to be a much better ROI than a more general approach.
Yeah, because they've been doing it for a long time. Generally, they've been doing it for a long time. So, and we're not trying to reinvent the wheel. So we wanted to make sure that whatever we do social media wise has been proven and is effective.
And I also think like how we practice is a little bit different, and like we hear all the time when somebody was in the other day and one of our practice members left, and this guy was like, "You see pregnant women?" And I'm like, "Yeah, we talk about that all the time. How did you not know that?" So our niche is very special, and a lot of people don't know what we do. So if we hired a company that didn't understand that we weren't like straight neck pain, back pain, then they would be putting out those ads, and that would bring us people that didn't vibe with our culture.
Yeah.
So we're family doctors. So we see everybody, but the chiropractic team that we're working with recognizes that. So I'll let you know, I really think that finding somebody who is in your profession or understands your profession would be best, but I've never used another company. We're brand new at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you said, so your focus is families, and you focus a lot on prenatal, you said?
So like Chris was saying in his story, so we take care of women and men pre-conception, so just making sure that their body can adapt is our main goal. So if their body's adapting and their nervous system can communicate, then everything else in life is better if your brain can talk to the body the way that it was supposed to do, right? So we focus on seeing them if they're having trouble getting pregnant. We focus on seeing them if they're pregnant and they're having low back pain, or they're worried about, birthing a baby that's too big because that's what the MD said, or they had a history, they had a breech prior. So we practice the Webster technique, which is a technique that opens up the pelvis and helps relax things. And if you Google it, it used to be called the breech turning technique. But it's not called that today because we're not focusing on turning baby, we're focused on mom. And then we love seeing kiddos. So I was a super sick kiddo. I had scarlet fever and pneumonia and ear infections, and I know now that if I would have been taken to a chiropractor, that I probably wouldn't have had to have 2 sets of tubes and an ear patch, because I could have gotten chiropractic and gotten a couple of adjustments, and I wouldn't have had to have that stuff. So we're looking to change the way that families approach health so that we can fix our healthcare system, because we spend the most, but yet we're ranked like 34th in health or something like that. Yeah. So the numbers just don't add up. So we're looking to fix that paradigm.
That's interesting. That's something I was talking to Dr. Tyler about.
Yeah.
Because it's really, I feel like, especially when it comes to CBD, when it comes to chiropractic, it's really a missing piece of education. And I think that's where your YouTube and content as a whole will benefit people. And just stuff like this where we're able to sit down and talk about it and the
Yeah.
ups and downs, the benefits, definitely.
Yeah, and I feel like CBD, I feel like in the past 4 or 5 years, it's taken a turn. One, it's become very popular, but people aren't just talking about it for pain and arthritis. I know people who are taking it for sleep and anxiety and all these other functional problems that have nothing to do with pain. So, yeah.
Yeah, I have a family member that actually sells CBD.
Nice.
So I'm familiar with it. I know the science a little bit, but just seeing the side effects people get from using CBD, reduce pain, improve sleep. Like I took it for a little bit and I slept like a rock.
Yeah.
Like it knocked me out and it kept me sleeping
Yeah.
throughout the night. So I totally believe in CBD. I think it's awesome.
I'd like to learn more about CBD for autism.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is what the brand Charlotte's Web, I think that's why it was created. Yeah, and I think so, and I think they were one of the first ones to like take a deep dive into that.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one reason why I like their setup here is because so many times you walk in, like the number one place that sells CBD right now is smoke shops.
Yeah.
So 80% of the people, the statistic I made up, that need CBD are not going into those shops.
Okay.
And then if you do, you have to find it, feel comfortable. Everything's behind glass. There's black lights. The music is weird. It smells funny. You don't know that guy. Here, you walk in, I know another CBD store owner. She's super friendly. You get greeted. It's a comfortable logo. Just the flow is different.
Yeah.
So, and right there, which you can't see off camera, but it's an education piece. So it's like, come in, have a seat, hold a conversation with me. Let's find out what you like, what you don't like, what your needs are, and stuff like that. And I'm sure, as far as chiropractic goes, it's a very similar conversation.
It is.
It is. So I don't know if you know Meg with CBD Continuum. She's out in Apex, and I had a very long conversation with her about CBD and the types of questions that people were asking when they come in, and her shop was set up. Her shop's a little bit smaller than this, but it was set up to create a conversation. So when people walk through the door here of Trek, you walk in, and we were talking about it when we came in, like how opening and welcoming it is and how it's set up to have a conversation. And when people come in to us, our office is set up, you can see photos and stuff on the website, our office is set up to be very family friendly. So even people who are walking in who know that, they came in for neck pain, back pain, headaches, they're looking around, they're like, you have a kid's play area. And we probably spend 20 minutes during the first day just educating them and talking to them about what their goals are. So asking them why specifically chiropractic, like what was your goal when you came in here, what video did you see, what led you here today? And I feel like that's a similar conversation to what happens in the CBD world.
And it's like for us, doctor means teacher.
Yeah.
So education plays a big part of what we do. Educating patients, educating the community of what true health is. I saw a stat that said,
Make this up?
no, that said 12.8 million kids are considered obese in this country. Huge number. And that really struck a chord with me because I wasn't the healthiest kid. And if I knew back then what I knew now, it wouldn't have been like that. So one of my biggest passions is educating families and educating kids on how to live a healthy life, what foods to eat, what foods not to eat, what to look for in packaged foods, stuff like that. So education is huge, whatever you do. Because especially CBD, because I don't know about now, but a few years ago there was a big stigma around CBD. Because you think CBD, you think marijuana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people that don't like marijuana. So people, Trek CBD, these other suppliers of CBD had to educate people in the community and the masses of like, hey, CBD is not that bad. Actually, it's really good for you.
And coming to a place like this where you can get a good quality product versus if you go to the smoke shop and you get it, like you don't know what's in it.
Yeah.
So I think that's why it's important to come to places like this. And I would say the same about like making the connection, like chiropractic and what you see on YouTube. So we have people who come in all the time and they see they call him the ring dinger, and he puts a towel around and he pulls and it's a traction. And they're scared of that. Or there's this, it looks like a big nail, and it's some guy on YouTube. He's a doctor of chiropractic, but they come in and they ask about that. And I'm like, no, let's talk, because we don't do that. We're not going to pull you with a towel or like take a hammer to you. So I think educating is a big piece of it.
That's interesting, because I feel like what's taking place there is, it's the challenge of them trying to niche themselves, and so that's where those things come about. But then that one person sees that video and labels that one video as the entire industry, and it's like, no, that guy just, that's what he does. That's what works for him.
That's the conversation that we have with husbands and spouses all the time. It's like, we're not like that. Like, you can trust us with your wife and your baby, because it's usually the spouses who are the ones who are like, I don't know about that chiropractic thing. And you're like, let's just talk about it. And the ladies, like, they'll message us. They'll be like, I really want to like come check you guys out. Can my husband come? Because he's really nervous about it. I'm like, yeah, bring him. We'll talk about it. Yeah.